folks. Hey, I'm gonna, I think it's gonna be making a little body music. Body music is where you just make music on your own body or the things around you. A lot of it is drumming, um, and I might do a little dance and make a little mouth music, which is a part of body music. And so I'm going to make it all up. And the reason I'm making the video is that I added a little thing where I can drum here, but I also drum a little on my own genitals. And you'll see that. And I can drum pretty hard on some parts of my body where I think you'll be able to hear the sound. I can't drum that hard on my genitals because they're pretty sensitive, but I do it anyway. Just it's kind of adds, well, for one thing, I'm listening to the sound. The external person won't hear it, and it's very low volume even for me, but I like even the very low volume sounds please me. To some degree, I'm making this music for myself. But and also sometimes it's nice to move your hands around, not just, it just adds another place to drum, I guess, which the hands I think get sort of like they like to be moved to different positions and places. And maybe it stresses them sometimes if they're always in the same place. So that's fun. But if I just sit here and drum, you'll see me, and then I'm dancing a little bit, and da 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 da. I don't know if I'm going to even make the music with my mouth. I may just drum here, but like I say, I'm knocking my own genitals a little bit, very gently, listening to the sound. And that that is a move you could add to making music, or let's just say I had recorded music playing and I was dancing to it. I could still drum along. It's kind of funny, when you make body music, you drum on your own body. It's percussion, but it's also a kind of dance, because as you make it, you're using your hands kind of in a very graceful, controlled sort of way. I mean, when I drum on my body, I kind of try to make it feel good as well as sound good. And when it feels good and sounds good, I want to say it looks good. Because when you dance, I guess you're trying to make it look good. It's maybe a little different purpose. But I feel like if you're doing it gracefully and in a controlled and skillful way, it probably looks pretty good. Anyway, the point is that when you add drumming on the genitals, it adds something to what the viewer is seeing. It adds another look. And I've lately been trying it a little bit with my underarms too. That's a new one for me. But the point is, if you were dancing to recorded music, it might be fun to sort of make a little sound yourself, and you could add drumming on the genitals to all the many places you can drum. And I can drum on things around me too. But I tend to do my own body a lot for whatever reason. Now, of course, I'm not original. I know that Michael Jackson here and there touched his genitals as part of his dance. So the thing I'm adding that maybe is a little new, and or at least I've never seen anyone do it. It's hard to believe it's completely new, but I've not seen anyone, is drumming on the genitals. And like I say, it's not very hard. It doesn't make a sound that's very audible to you, and it's very small sound to me, but it is fun to add that sound, add that sensation, add that look. So I share with you as an option, and maybe it'll be good for you. It'll give you something to add. Or maybe, I do think when you see me do that, you may not hear it literally with your ears, but you sort of hear it. You kind of can get the vibration of it. If you see someone, it's almost like if you watch a silent film with slapstick, there might not be a sound. They might show kind of a humorous, comedic car crash in those old silent films like Laurel and Hardy and Charlie Chaplin. And you can't hear it because it's a silent film, but you sort of get the vibe of it just by watching it with your eyes. And it's a little bit like this. You might sort of get the vibe of it. Now for me, I'm close enough to it that I can hear it very slightly. It's kind of a rustle of my clothing there, but well, I don't know what the but is. There isn't a but. I can hear it maybe a tiny bit, but for someone at a distance, it might be more of the vibe. And I mean, when you watch someone hitting things, you do sort of, if you couldn't actually hear it, you would just kind of naturally, I think you might imagine the sounds they're making. So it's something you could watch someone else do and get some, I think, some pleasure out of it. But doing it yourself is pretty fun too. So that's the theory. For me, I also slide my hands around, and I like listening to that. That's a very low volume sound too, the hand sliding against places on the body. For me, that sounds musical, that sliding friction sound. And for you at a distance or on this video, you probably, you can't hear it, so it's a little bit of the same thing. But if you start to make music that way yourself, or I call it music because it sounds like music to me, this sliding sound, you might enjoy it. Even if other people can't hear it, you might enjoy the sound you're making. And it's good exercise too, and it just feels good to move. In theory, I could maybe put amplifiers on my body, and maybe people could actually hear that sound, and it probably would sound pretty good. I haven't done that. Now, if I had amplifiers here, I don't know if I could slide. I mean, I couldn't slide my hand exactly on there because it would kind of, run into the little amplifier or the little microphones. Maybe I don't mean amplifiers, but microphones that then would amplify. So I'm not sure how you do it. Maybe you can't do it, but I think you can still get in some enjoyment either doing this yourself or watching me do it or watching someone else do it. And I think it's kind of cool to have options. So that's my contribution. If I forgot something or want to change something I said, I possibly will write it under the video or add a segment to this video or make another video. So I hope this is beneficial somehow. If you don't use it, I mean, like I say, you might have gotten some pleasure out of me doing it, or use it yourself, or even if you don't get pleasure from it, you might get pleasure just from understanding what I'm doing, because understanding is also a kind of pleasure, apart from whatever sensual, whatever pleasure you might get from these sounds, or thinking about these sounds. You also might get some pleasure just from understanding. So I hope it's good. Now, sometimes when I do this, I do make sound with my mouth, like da 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 da, and I'm just making it up. Da 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 This time I wasn't feeling that too much, but another time I might be. So yeah, if I'm making sound with my mouth and sliding my hands around, I'm listening to that sound too. That's that friction sound. And that becomes part of the music for me. It's like an accompaniment to what I'm doing with my mouth. So da 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 dum dum dum. All that sliding around, that sound is adding for me to the mouth sound. And I would say you could slide your hands on your genitals too as a musical sound, the same as I was drumming on them. But for me, that might be a little too stimulating. I might do it like here and there, but maybe not a great deal. It might be too stimulating sexually. But it's an option. So